everyone, it's Hayes, and exciting news because the trailer for Lady Chaos has been released. As always, I'll link it down below so you can go and watch it before I spoil it all for you now. And once again, like usual, I don't look at leaks, I don't know what they contain, I don't know if Lady Chaos is in them, but if you know things other people don't know and that you shouldn't know, I'd really greatly appreciate it if you could keep it to yourself. So let's begin the analysis. Looks like it starts off pretty normally. Marinette is over at Adrien's house, and what I think is going on is basically Adrien, as we know this season, is getting suspicious about his dad and kind of what happened surrounding his death, and he kind of wants answers. So that's what I think is going on here. I'll elaborate in a minute. So basically Nino and Adrien record a message on Adrien's phone, just looks like they record a video. And the reason I'm saying that is because Marinette does look quite worried, as we all know this season. She has been worried trying to keep this a secret. And then the next bit we see is Tomoe, and Cosmobug has gone to see her, not Marinette, Cosmobug. And she shows this video of Adrien and Nino. Now, Adrien and Nino look fairly happy in the video. Nino more so than Adrien, but he doesn't look upset. However, Cosmobug, she looks very, very, very annoyed. So I am assuming what's going on here is that Adrien is putting out the call to his father's friends, like Tomoe, to maybe see if she could shed some light about what was going on just before he died, which is why Cosmobug looks annoyed. She's kind of here to be like, hey, I know you're involved. Do not tell him the truth, or I'll eat both of your kneecaps. I don't know. She's kind of upset. So it gets to this kind of like interview Adrien's having with her. He's filming it. I'm not sure if that's his idea or Nino's. Perhaps they want to film it so he can refer back to it and, you know, rewatch it and develop his suspicions instead of having to take it all in. Marinette tries to give Tomoe an ice cream. Highly doubt she's going to go for that. But anyway, they seem to film it. And the next person they move on to is Adrien's aunt, Felix's mum, Amelie. Again, they are filming it. However, Marinette seems to try and shut the interview down. Adrien doesn't really seem to notice or mind too much. Amelie looks really flat, to be honest. However, she does seem to get upset about it. I'm assuming, once again, either Ladybug or Cosmobug has spoken to her, or perhaps Felix has, to try and be like, hey, you really can't tell Adrien what was really going on, what Gabriel was really doing, because of how much it's going to affect Adrien. He doesn't even know he's a senti monster yet. And I would think Tomoe has no problem lying. However, Amelie is a much nicer person, as far as we're aware. And she wants to tell her nephew the truth. She doesn't want to lie to him, so she starts to feel sad and gets akumatized. Now, what is she playing with in the scene? I'm not sure, you can't see it properly. At first I thought it was perhaps a chess piece, but perhaps it's maybe a little bit too tall to be a chess piece. I was thinking maybe like a small, like, hourglass timer, you know what I mean? With like the sand in it that falls, but I'm not entirely confident on that guess. But either way, she gets akumatized into Lady Chaos. I'm assuming the lady because she is a literal lady, like British royalty lady. It's a fairly basic Akuma design, black and white with only one eye for reasons I don't know, some funky looking eyeshadow and lipstick, and really cool hair. And her weapon seems to be a fairly long staff that kind of emits light, which I'm assuming forms this big dome we see afterwards, so I'm assuming it does that. But other than that, other than making things dark inside it because it's daylight everywhere else, I'm not really sure what it does. So it looks like Rena possibly arrives on the scene first, followed by Carapace, who's actually the one to call Ladybug. So Ladybug arrives, and Ladybug does Lucky Charm, although I can't quite make out what it is, it's quite small in the trailer. And she jumps down to go and join in. However, Cat Noir is a bit more sensible like this. He's like, Nino, could you perhaps please cover me before I go into the Dome of Darkness, thank you very much. Trying to be more sensible about it. And basically he starts running for his aunt and tries to cataclysm her, whilst Rena has basically cast illusions of more Cat Noirs in Carapace's shelter, so she can't work out which one's real, to bamboozle her, which I think excellent idea. However, for me, I think the most interesting part of the trailer is when she stamps the, let's just call it staff, stamps the staff down, and we get this thing on the floor. My first thought when I saw this, and because like the trailer moves quite fast, usually when I do these analyses I slow them down, so first of all I can take screenshots, and second of all so I know what's going on. At first I thought it was the red insignia on the top of Master Fu's Miracle Box, however it's not. If you compare it to the bottom of the swimming pool, or not the swimming pool, the small random pool for decoration in the driveway of Adrien's house, it is the same family crest, it's the Grain de Vanilli family crest, but yeah, it's the same crest. Why is an Akuma power giving you the power to stamp your family crest on the ground? I have absolutely no idea. I would say, whilst it's very interesting, don't get me wrong, that is probably the thing confusing me the most from the trailer, because whilst it's cool and all, also why? I don't know. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to seeing Adrien trying to cataclysm his aunt. He definitely has a thing for cataclysming his family members. Can't wait. Although, don't get me wrong, I like the idea of an Adrien episode. I love an Adrien episode. It seems a bit odd to have Felix's mum get akumatized and not have Felix involved. He's not even my favourite, so it's weird I'm saying that, but you know what I mean. But anyway, I hope it's good. I always hope it's good. So Lady Chaos will be airing at the minute on Disney Channel US on the 28th of March 2026. I'd love to know what you think of this, besties, and I will see you in the next one.